And moving from school safety to school policy. There's currently a tussle over what's appropriate student behavior in one school district in Virginia. Fairfax County's school board last week voted to expand punishment for students who maliciously use the wrong pronouns for their transgender classmates, or use the classmate's birth name instead of their new name. Children as young as fourth graders can be suspended from school for this behavior, and the rule applies right down to kindergarten. But some parents are pushing back. I reached out to the school board and to a parents advocate for their comments. First, let's hear some thoughts from a mom and senior fellow at the Independent Women's Network, Asra Nomani. Asra, welcome.
Oh, thank you so much, Steph.
Fairfax County School Board's Code of Conduct changes are drawing ire from some parents who say it's developmentally inappropriate, potentially traumatizing, and a violation of free speech. You're in that camp too. Could you explain a little more about your concerns?
Yeah, I raised a son in Fairfax County Public Schools. I've gone to many PTA meetings, and we have wonderful kids and wonderful families. And of course, we need to teach kids, as is age appropriate, about sexuality and gender. But the issue is that we're talking about elementary school kids that they want to become pronoun police for. The school system has now become the pronoun police. And this idea of disciplining a child for malicious misgendering is just so age inappropriate for elementary school kids, or really anybody, because at the end of the day, free speech in this country means, of course, respecting others, but we cannot police each other's language like that.
Advocates of the changes say they're simply a protection against bullying. Do you think that's a fair concern? And what else do you think could be done about it?
Well, we have a lot of protections for bullying, and that is so important because every child needs to be protected. But what we have happening right now is an activism, and it is a re-education of children. This is the policy. This is a school board policy that is coming into place. Right here, they've made the red line changes. But how did this happen? Well, I have here this book called Critical Race Theory that a lot of people have heard about. It's an idea of racial indoctrination of children. But what has happened is that there's now a phenomena of queer theory. And from queer theory, unfortunately, comes this whole phenomena of books that are coming to the children's level, kindergarten level, like Bye Binary and your pronoun book, along with how to they, them. And so what you're doing is putting kids through a re-education camp about these simple issues of pronouns. And now what Fairfax County Public Schools is doing is adding punishment to this. That's no way to teach.
And there was reportedly little discussion about this change the night the school board passed it, despite a group of parents protesting outside. It comes amid a growing movement of parents protesting what they see as they're being excluded from key decisions about their children. What do you think parents can do to have more influence over the way their children are treated at school?
Well, over the last 2 years, parents have been amazing. We've called it the Mama Bear and Papa Bear Revolution because there is a movement of parents and they are going to the school board meetings. We are learning to script our talks to 1 minute or 2 minutes so that we can beat the buzzer. They're running for school board now. You've got to pay attention. Ultimately, unfortunately, education is political, and every decision that is being made about our public school system is by politicians. So you have to enter into the conversations. You have to have a seat at the table. And the best advice I got was from a dad in New York City, and he said, be unapologetic. When you were given this task of being a parent, it didn't come with a rule book, but the one thing that you did know is that you were there to protect your cub. And that is what you should all do unapologetically and fearlessly.
Some parents also worry that these changes are a distraction from remedying the abysmal academic achievement of kids who are essentially still recovering from pandemic lockdowns. What's your take on this?
Oh my gosh, it's just so tragic. There's a fourth grade teacher who was just reported saying that she ended up getting second grade level students when they arrived in her classroom. That was the impact of the pandemic. Across the world, the United Nations and the World Bank have documented, just billions of dollars of potential earnings loss for these children as they grow into our next generation of workers. And so, yes, we have academic shortfalls. They need to stop this whole phenomenon of political activism in the classroom, teach kids, protect them, protect all of the kids that are, in the communities that we have throughout our identity groups, but do not police each other as if, we are now going to create this new cultural revolution in America that starts in the kindergarten. I mean, let kids be kids.
Asra Nomani, Senior Fellow at the Independent Women's Network. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and stay empowered, everyone.